now it's time now to review new headlines of today's newspapers. So I think we're going to start with This Day.
All right, we'll go straight into the newspaper review, and we'll start, as always, with This Day. On Saturday, there's just one story on the cover.
Happy birthday
because
the
president
knight in
is
shining armor.
Isn't it interesting that politicians and even quasi-security contractors are taking covers of newspapers to celebrate the president?
You used the word interesting, so I'll go with your word there.
But the story on the cover of This Day, on 73rd birthday, First Lady tells Tinubu, "You are my knight in shining armor." Kachi, I mean,
that is very romantic.
There's a poetic rhyme to that.
I'm telling you.
Romantic submission there, isn't it?
So beautiful to see.
Yeah, I know we have to, talk about the president and his lovely 73rd birthday this beautiful Saturday, but I do think people should get This Day newspaper today and go to page 5, because on page 5 we have that the stock market has gained 3.49 trillion in the first quarter of 2025. And we have something very important that happened yesterday, because I was very scared yesterday in Abuja when gunshots were ringing out in Wuse 2 in the middle of the day. It said that Shiite followers had clashed with the military in Abuja. That story is on page 5. It says at least 5 people died. This happened in the middle of the day in Wuse 2, which is a commercial area in Abuja. It happened in the middle of the day on the president's birthday, when the president was in central area. Yeah, it's honestly like the Lekki of Abuja, and having this type of clash between the military and the Shiite followers in the middle of the day.
Unfortunate.
When the president is in town and at the mosque celebrating his birthday is more than unfortunate. Somebody needs to explain to us how this could have happened.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the Punch. Saturday Punch, very quickly. The lead story, even though there's still another cover advert.
It seems to be the same across the board.
Federal government orders manhunt as how trade trails 16 Edo travelers lynching. Deputy Senate President Atiku, NGF Okpebolo Obi demand probe. That's on page 4. Horrible things happening there. Some hunters or something from the north.
Yes, Hausa hunters being confused for or perceived as...
where were they going? Where were they coming from?
So they were coming from Port Harcourt, going to Kano to celebrate Eid. Ramadan is coming to a close this weekend. And it said that on their way through Edo State...
with ammunition?
But they were traveling with hunters' weapons, and we have to understand that there's a difference between cattle herders or herdsmen who carry, or even bandits who carry AK-47, and our local-made hunters' weapons for people who hunt animals, particularly because, you have Hausa hunters who are very different from, for example, Fulani cattle herders across the country.
All right, 2 more stories on the cover of the Punch. Natasha recall. Senator petitions IG, Kogi, CP as kinsmen tackle INEC.
Not even on Natasha, but I think something that has been glossed over a bit by Nigerian media is the fact that now the IG of police is being asked to look at Russian KGB interference in the National Assembly, particularly as it pertains to another Kogi senator, Senator Karimi. They're asking them to investigate Russian influence in the National Assembly. I think that's something that we should follow up on.
Absolutely. And then the last story, I'm sure that Kachi will find this interesting.
Tell me.
Celebs show support as Annie Macaulay returns to social media. That's on page 35 of the Punch.
Oh, of course.
Are they divorced or separated?
They're divorced. They're completely...
Divorced.
She's made it very clear that they're not together anymore. And I think it also puts context into a lot of speculations that's been going on as to Two-Face's sanity and his safety as well. So that's a conversation that has been ongoing on social media, as I'm sure everyone else who is as intrigued as I am with the creative space would be following up on.
Annie Macaulay no longer Idibia.
Yes, Annie Macaulay going back. And I think this is
back
good.
To Macaulay. Yeah.
I think people will get to really know her for who she is.
She was Macaulay when she featured in the video
African Queen.
African Queen.
Yes. And then she was now known after Annie Macaulay Idibia, but most people would just say Two-Face's wife. I think so that's also part of what she has to deal with now, separating herself from what people know her as, which is as this supporter of her husband, Two-Face Idibia. She has supported him through thick and thin, even to her own detriment. So she's in a position where she's simultaneously dealing with the loss of her marriage.
To her husband?
Of course, to her own detriment, because she's been looked at as enabling a lot of the situations that have happened with Two-Face as it pertains to his extramarital affairs. So this is this is something that she has said, she's tried to clarify, try to explain, with people saying that she has no business doing that.
To the rehabilitation story that they're saying about her?
With regard, to be honest, she hasn't come out to say that she had to, for instance, I heard her she was going to get amputated. There were so many things that were circulating on social media. I think for now it's important to just focus on what she has said and just take it as anyone in her shoes would need some level of rehabilitation at the end of the day.
All right. Do we have time for Tribune?
I think we can. We can get back to the politics.
In 30 seconds before we roll.
Obviously the same, this time around from Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited. Celebrating, I'm just saying, celebrating the president as well. But then of course, the Tribune also talks about Sanwo-Olu. Atiku's allegations are baseless. Now this has to do with EFCC and Aisha Achimogu's probe, saying that there's no link with Atiku. That's something that has been going on social media as well.
Many things happening in this march.
A lot. This just came up. This just came up.
Let's rule.
And I have to say, for Aisha Achimogu, on social media, she's put up a very strong font to basically say that, she's unshaken. She's posted within the last 24 hours on her social media page.
Did she run away?
Well, she has posted on her social media page with a very direct caption.
If she's been wanted, she should return. Listen, we have to run, ladies. All right. That brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching and do stay safe. I'm Steve Ayorinde.
And it has been a beautiful morning. I'm Kachi Ofia. Thank you so much for sharing this experience with us. See you tomorrow.
And again, happy birthday to our President Tinubu, 73. It's quite young. I'm Adesa Agiwa again from our entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Business Week is up next.